Hello, hello, hello. And I just realized that I did not plug in my microphone. So give me 2 seconds. Okay, so sorry about that. I hope that the audio is not terribly different, or that it's better and not quite so echoey. I hope that you are having a lovely day. Welcome to my channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you are listening to this via the podcast, because this is going to be one of those dual episodes, welcome and hello. I appreciate you so much for being here. And the podcast is called Find You, Fall in Love. Although I had kind of a funny thing that I'm thinking of doing with that title. It just came to me yesterday. I doubt I'm going to do it, but my husband, oh, no, I won't tell you until I actually make the change if I change it. My husband has a phrase that he says all the time, and man, my hands are so dry. He says all the time, and I've thought about changing it, but anyway. I recorded this the other night laying in bed, unable to sleep. I didn't record it in bed, I went downstairs. And then I re-listened to it a couple of times and I realized that I rambled a whole bunch. So I decided to put something together where we're going to talk about goal setting for 2023 and some of my specific goals and why I have those goals. But I wanted to be a little more succinct about it. And I kind of wanted to talk about why some of these goals are important and what is causing me to make those as goals. So, um, here we go. Well, I'm going to share my screen. So if you're not watching this on YouTube, you will still get to hear. I'm going to list out all of the goals and talk about each and every one of them. But I wanted to talk a little bit about goal setting. I do not go for SMART goals. I think that they are short-sighted in a lot of ways. And I have tried and tried and tried and tried and tried. And really goal setting as a whole is hard for me because of my neurospiciness. For those who are new here, I am bipolar and I have autism and potentially ADHD all at one time. I have not gotten diagnosed with ADHD, and it could just be the autism, but more than likely, those two things together are the thing. And the bipolar, I've been diagnosed with. So that's a lot, and that's a lot that impacts executive functioning and my ability to not only set goals but meet them. And when I don't meet them, it has a lot of impacts on my self-worth and my self-esteem. And so I've had a very challenging time continuing to set goals because it just has oftentimes, because of the executive dysfunction, has led to failing at meeting those goals. And so what I'm learning is that they do need to be incredibly specific, but I don't need a time frame on those goals. I need to know that this is what I'm working toward, and I approach any review of my goals as how close did I come? So by what percentage did I improve? If that makes sense. So that's kind of how I'm approaching life right now and how I'm approaching goal setting for 2023, which I did not goal set for 2022 at all, or 2021, because everything was just chaos. So it was do your best and survive and expand your business. Like that was my whole goal, which I accomplished. And so I need to continue down that path and continue to expand my business. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so that you at home who are actually watching this can see what's happening. And I have recently understood for myself that my business really is very dependent on me being able to work for the most money possible, meaning that I have recently had to tell people who wanted me to do VA work. I've spent the last 10 years trying to do VA work as my primary thing because I wasn't at that time comfortable enough with bookkeeping that I felt like I could really do that. And I've since obviously had to do my own books over those years. So I've really come to understand, more so what I had studied in college and because I was an accounting minor in college and what I was doing when I was working for my dad. And so all of that knowledge and all of that experience has led me here to being comfortable enough to take on a bookkeeping client and continue to expand that business past the first one 4 years ago. And now I have 10. So as that business has grown, I had taken VA clients to supplement the bookkeeping income, and now I'm at the point where I can start declining work and putting those boundaries. And a lot of that has taken place because boundaries have been crossed, and I finally said no to people. And that feels, I'm very privileged to be in a position to be able to say no to work because previous to now, that has not been an option. For a long time, I cleaned houses, I did VA work, I did anything and everything that I could just to eat. And now I'm finally at a point now where for the last year I've continued to clean one house, but it's because I like cleaning for the lady. I like helping her. We are friends now. And so there's just been a lot with that. But before that, I was cleaning because I absolutely had to. I had to in order for us to eat. And now it's just something that I choose to do twice a month. And it's a little bit of extra money for me every now and again. All that to say, I actually charge more for cleaning per hour than I do for VA work. But the cleaning is harder on my body, and so I can't do it as often. I could do about one of those a week, maybe, and that really hurts me. So I don't do it very often. And before that, I was also doing personal training because before the pandemic hit and all of the gyms shut down, that was my primary goal, was to build my personal training business to the point that it would support me and to get rid of the VA clients because I charge 50 to 60 per hour for a training client versus the 25 an hour I was able to get from VA work. So you understand, like, all of these things have come to the head of like, this is not sustainable. I tried to make it sustainable. I tried to make it work for years and it did support me a little bit, but it was never enough. And that's why now, like, my laptop is not working the way that it needs to. It has to be plugged in, and I'm having a harder time seeing unless things are blown up real big. Not real big, but blown up. I'm doing a lot of this with my neck, and so now my neck is a mess from having to bend over to see these things on a 13-inch laptop. Some of my programs don't even allow me to see the whole screen, which is a problem. When I'm doing bookkeeping work, I really need to be running 2 screens, and I have not been able to do that for the last 4 months because my laptop will not support it. It literally shuts down unless I'm doing hardly anything. Like, I could not right now run dual screens while recording something or watching YouTube or doing any of that stuff. It'll just shut the whole computer down. So I'm clearly in a position where I absolutely need a new computer, and I need a computer that will work as a desktop. So that's what I'm working on, getting together. I did find out today that the Mac Mini, which is what I've been looking at, I already have a monitor that I can use. So that's not a concern. I just need the Mac Mini, and the Mac Mini will actually allow me to connect two monitors. So if I got a second monitor, the same size as the one that I have, I'm pointing over here, there's a monitor right there. If I got another monitor, I could run both of those monitors off of the Mac Mini. Like, it's designed to do that, whereas my laptop has not really been designed to do that. So I'm actually even more excited about getting that. The M1 Mac Mini, which is like not the newest one, but it's still the last version, is still a significant upgrade. This laptop has been running almost 8 hours a day, every day almost, for I bought it in 2014 or late 2014, early 2015, very early 2015, if it was 2015. So it has more than lived up to its lifespan, and I'm very happy with it. I would totally buy another MacBook Pro in a heartbeat. I love Mac products, period, but I would buy another MacBook Pro. However, it is very old, and everything is running completely different with technology than it was back then. And this thing gets very hot and the fans don't work anymore. A little bit of water got spilled on it a while ago. I'm amazed it's lasted as long as it has. But it is definitely to the point where I need a new computer. So here we are. So what are my goals for this year? Right now, I am approaching making $2,000 a month. I want to get to the point where I am making significantly more. So I would like to get to the point, and anything that you see here in pink is high priority, especially with the 3. Anything in blue with the 2 asterisks is medium priority. And anything that's not high or not bold and not a different color is just a low priority. No, not necessarily not a priority, just it's lower on the totem pole than everything else. Sorry, my phone is just blowing up. Okay, here we go. So going to the gym is a high priority because I felt better when I was going to the gym. I was healthier and feeling I was in a lot less pain. Also, all the things that are happening with my shoulders and my neck right now are mitigated when I go to the gym on a regular basis because I'm working those muscles out. So that is I probably actually need to make that a higher priority. My goal is to go to work out 2 times a week, whether that means going to the gym and doing a yoga class, going downstairs and doing a yoga routine on the TV, going to the physical gym and lifting weights. The idea is to physically go to the gym at least 1 time a week, if not 2 to 3 times. If I can get to the point where I'm going every day, that would be great too, but it's completely unnecessary. I just need to go 1 to 3 times a week. I want to continue to rein in my personal finances. As somebody who has bipolar, I spend like a person who has bipolar, especially when I'm manic. When I go into mania, I tend to look at my bank account and go, I have money there, and then I spend it. And that has really had a negative impact on myself and my family because I'm not buying things like clothes that I actually need. It's usually like bullshit business stuff, trying to make my business better when in reality I just need to add more clients, or I need to be doing the work of getting more clients because the 16th marketing class that I see online isn't going to make life better. That's not what's added clients to my roster. It's getting off my ass and talking to people. So there's that. So I'm going to work toward adding 1 to 3 monthly clients, which would put me toward making $2,500 a month. And I need to begin working on my credit repair because my credit's terrible. Because of all the business shit that's happened to me over the last couple of years. I have had to finance some things like tires for a car that now I don't have, that broke down a year, or I got in a wreck and no longer have a car a year and a half to, actually no, we've been living here for 4 years now, and that happened right before. I had to buy new tires and I financed them, and I haven't been able to pay that off because I've barely been able to eat. So I really want to work on repairing my credit and either paying off things that are on my credit and going to be on my credit for a year or two longer, or doing other things that will overshadow those bad choices or negative things that have happened to me, or they were bad choices, to be honest with you, but I had to have new tires and I couldn't afford $1,000 in tires at the time. And that was what my car that I had required. So there's that. Let's see. I want to put the phone bill on auto pay. This is actually going to save me money. Because my carrier is offering, I think, like $20 off the bill every month if you put your phone or your bill on auto pay. So that's something I really want to do so that I can maintain the same phone bill that we've had, but I could get a new phone. And actually, my phone should be paid off in the next 2 months. Like I have 2 more payments on my phone and then it's paid off, and maybe I could get another one. If you've been on my YouTube channel any great length of time, you know that my cameras are not working. I have a iPhone 12 Pro and my cameras are recording very skinny, and I've tried all the settings and all that stuff. It's not working. And my phone has been getting exceptionally hot and the battery has been going down exceptionally fast for the last year. So it's a problem. It just isn't a good phone. I need a new phone. So Alan Moon Mystic Boutique is going to go away. I am recognizing that people were more interested in my brand when it was called Sacred Balance Candle Co. People were they were aligning with that more. And I think it's because the word sacred balance really resonated with people. And when I shifted the name from Sacred Balance Candle Co. to Alan Moon Mystic Boutique, people just kind of fell off the map. So I don't think that branding is working for me. So I think I want to move back to Sacred Balance. What that's going to mean is figuring out whether it's still Sacred Balance Candle Co. because I really don't think that it is. Because I really want to get into soap making and learning soaps, and so it will be a dual purpose thing. Sacred Balance Candle Co. and I mean candles and soaps and bath salts and stuff like that. I looked at a recipe for whipped body butter, and that shit looks so easy and so amazing, and I really would like to give that a shot. So these are all things that I am like actively working on, but as you can tell, this is like low on the priority because I also have to change waxes for my candles. I have not loved at all the way that the waxes have the wax that I have and have been using for 8 months has performed. So I need to find a new wax that I do like, that I do that does perform well. I'll see if I can find an example of what I'm talking about. Yeah, here's one. Do you see that ring? Like, that's not okay. That is not what you want. And then this one sat for 2 months, and now it's doing this, which, oh, boy, that smells so good. This one's called Sunday Brunch, and it literally smells like Sunday brunch, but it is clearly underwicked, and I had never let a candle sit longer than a week after making. I mean, 2 week. There's a 2 week cure time, and I'd never let a candle sit past that 2 week cure time, maybe 3 weeks. And obviously that's not working. Plus, if you can see it, I'll see if I get that. There we go. It's hard to tell, but if I had this colored, you would see so much frosting. Like, there are literal lines in the candle that look funky and white compared to the rest, and it's called frosting, and it's awful in this wax, obviously. So it's just underperforming and not performing the way I would have liked, and consistently performing the same way. It varies wildly by fragrance, like wildly different. So, and there are other waxes that don't vary so wildly. So we need to find a new wax. I'm not sure I want to do wax melts. I might do them as a custom order, but it's not something that I really want to focus on. I've not had good luck selling them. I need to change all the fragrances to ones that don't cause me migraines, because there's a couple that I have in here that are from this one manufacturer that are fine and don't cause me headaches, but most of them do. So there's that. And then I want to start to learn how to make soap. So here are things that need to be purchased. And here is why my focus is not here, because this is all going to require money to buy stuff, and buy stuff that can't be immediately sold because I have to test it. So none of this can happen anytime soon. I have to focus my attention here so that I can buy the things that I need to buy, and then slowly buy a kit for melt and pour, slowly buy a wax, slowly buy more fragrances, things like that. So this is like of the lowest priority possible, because all of this stuff has to be figured out first. And because these require its own type of wax, I don't want to focus on that, because it's just going to cost me more money and time. And they don't have a very high profit margin. So I absolutely need snow boots. My Uggs are 12 years old. And if you saw my Uggs, you would not think that they were 12 years old. They are worth every penny, and people have made fun of me so hard for wearing those boots, but none of them have had the boots that they wear in the winter as long as I have. So everybody can go eat rocks as far as I'm concerned. However, they are 12 years old now, and they are functioning like 12-year-old boots. They are still warm from the ankle up. However, the lining at the heel has rubbed completely off, and so they're hurting my feet because there's a metal plate on the back. Not all of them are like this, but these were special. They have a zipper up the back, and they had a metal plating on the back. Well, that's really hard, and it's now digging into my right heel, which is not pleasant. So, and they are also no longer watertight. They are still warm, but they are not watertight, and my feet do get colder than they used to because, again, there's no lining there. So I absolutely need new snow boots. I have tried about 6 different pairs at this point. I need to go to a store and try some on. So that needs to happen probably in the next 2 months. We have a foot of snow that is possible over the next week. So it really needs to happen probably after Christmas. I need to find a new litter. The litter that I have been using for a really long time for our cats, we have 5 cats, by the way, is no longer very good, or no longer really available without shipping it. And there's an extra charge for the shipping. So I think Target is just no longer carrying it. We need 2 new cat boxes, or well, we need 4 new cat boxes. We had kittens last February, so I've been holding off. We had some IKEA cat boxes, which actually have been great. However, I have one cat who likes to raise her butt as she's peeing, and because she does this, she goes over the side. And it's very frustrating. I prefer her peeing outside and pooping outside, as does she. However, it's wintertime and she has to be inside. So those 2, we have 2 of those boxes. They were great. They have more than paid for themselves because I've had them for 3 years now. However, I need to replace them because of this one cat. And we have 2 other boxes that are much taller. However, whomever designs cat boxes should have had to have cleaned them one out at some point. And whomever did, I bought them on Chewy, and whoever designed these cat boxes had clearly never, ever cleaned out a cat box. It has a divot on the very edge that's only this wide. And there on the front, it comes up and then there's a little alcove, right? And it's a neat little design feature. However, litter just, that's where they pee. And so it's a nightmare to clean. And I only need to keep one of these boxes, and I need to replace all of the others. So we need 5 cat boxes total, and I'm fine with that. However, I need to replace 4 boxes, right? So the 2 smaller boxes that I can't have, and then I need to replace one of those so that I only have to clean out one like that because it fits in between the toilet and the sink in the bathroom perfectly, and that's what I need. So there's that. And so the 2 smaller boxes, shorter boxes, are of high priority, and the other 2 boxes are very low priority. In fact, they might get moved to next year because I can deal with it for another year. But when I have trouble with my hands, it's getting harder and harder to clean those boxes. So that would be, it would be ideal not to have that. We've already talked about my computer, but I absolutely have to do that probably in the next 6 months or so. And then I need new jeans because I only have one real pair of jeans that I can wear all the time. And I wear them during the winter every single day. During the summer, I'm mostly in leggings, but in the wintertime, it's too cold for that. So these are my goals, basically, just to continue to work on things that I've already been focusing on, focus back again on my health, because before the pandemic, I was in a lot better shape, a lot better shape. My pain levels were down, my swelling was down, I was just doing a whole lot better. And then the pandemic hit and everything kind of went to hell. and I haven't been able to work out as well. And working out at home, I need the machines. I have tried the bands and stuff, but my back muscles really need the machines to do well. Anyway, I hope that this helps. I have to keep focusing on increasing my bookkeeping income. Like, that is number one priority. I have raised my rates. I'm raising my rates after the first of the year for almost all of my clients, except one who is brand new. So I'll be like, hey, I know it just started 2 months ago, but hey, I'm raising my rates. I don't want to do that to him. So I'm going to wait a couple of months to raise my rates for him. But everybody else is going to go up as of the first of the year, or just after the first of the year, probably in February. So I hope that you guys have a good day. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this made sense, and I'll talk to you all later. See ya. Bye.